Hello, and welcome back to Warrior Moms. I am Michelle Davis.
And I am Amy Durham, and we are so grateful to have a new mom here that we have chatted with her briefly. I was about to make up a new word there. We have chatted with her briefly. I have before today, and we're going to learn about her sweet daughter, Emily. The mom's name is Rebecca, and we have actually met her through a web of the internet, basically. It's amazing how some of us, misery needs company, as they say. And then sometimes you just find your people in the weirdest places that you would never expect. We hate that we have found this connection, but I know that our dear friend Robin, who's been on a couple of times with us, and Rebecca have kind of befriended each other through the World Wide Web of the world. So,
Yes.
Rebecca, we'd love to hear from you, hear about your daughter, Emily, and just tell us a little bit about her, please.
So as you said, my name is Rebecca Buddin, and my daughter, Emily, passed away in July of 2024. We're approaching the year, which every day is difficult, obviously. Once you lose a child, there's nothing easy about that. And, you get warned that every first is going to be tragic, and it is. And they say, just wait for year 2. So I'm not looking forward to that. But Emily. So Emily, I say she's forever 9, forever mine.
I love that.
She passed away due to a horse-related accident, and it was just seemingly an ordinary day that we had, and it just, again, one of those things that you never expect to happen. So
you said it was a horse-related accident. Was she a big horse girl? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So, vibrant, vivacious, determined in all aspects of riding horses, and she is a barrel racer. So, if you know anything about barrel racing, that is a sport that requires a lot of dedication, blood, sweat, tears, and the girl was one of the most dedicated 9-year-olds I have ever met. She blew my socks off all the time about how deep she wanted to go with it. I remember her at 2, just loving horses and being the embodiment of the 1940s movie where sticks her hand out and all the animals come and get on her arms. And
yes.
She was a real life Disney movie where
that was
the little Snow White, right?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, she was about 4 years old, and we were walking out of the Publix, and sometimes the boys like to push the cart out because they like to escape. And so one of the boys was pushing the carts out, and I had change in my hand, and she loved change. So I go to give her the change, and she looks up at me with the change, and she goes, "Mommy, will this buy me a horse?"
Oh.
I'm giving it to you so you can buy me a horse. And so at 4, she knew she wanted a horse. And so we started horse lessons in Canton, where we lived, with a friend of ours. Her name is Kelly McNamara. And so she was our horse lady, and we went in there and she taught Emily how to tack a horse, which at 4 and 5, that is really hard to do. But again, I tell you, this girl was determined to do it all by herself. So she started there and started writing. And from there, the passion was just, it emanated through her body and her bones. You couldn't get her to stop. Which again, I wish more people had that veracity, just for life itself. But she did. She had the passion, and then we found a farm here in Resaca, Georgia, and from there we got her a little horse, and then got her a step up horse, and then she had started on really a bigger horse at the time that she passed away. So she was competing locally. I say locally, within a 50-mile radius, she had been competing. And so we were within the local GJRA, which is the Georgia Junior Rodeo Association. And she was, doing poles and barrels. And that was just a big passion for her. And she also has a little sister. So they're about a little over 18 months apart. And so little sister saw the passion, wanted the passion. And it was kind of, I called us the blonde trio. We all have blonde hair and we are inseparable. And so we're going to do this together. Emily decided we're going to barrel race together. And so,
oh my gosh.
And I had to do it. Little sister has to do it. So we were doing those things together.
I grew up in South Dakota, and so growing up with horses and cows and so forth is pretty commonplace. And my dad had bought a barrel racing horse that had been retired just for my youngest sister. And, it was basically just, supposed to be kind of like a little pasture horse that, you'd feed and talk to and so forth. And I mean to tell you, the first time that I got on it, a barrel horse, if listeners aren't sure what that means, it is fast sprints. Turn on a dime. Wow. So I'm picturing your little one at 4 and 5 and then, all the way to 9. Just a fierce little one, that Emily.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And you could see legs and hair just flying when she was running around those barrels. And then when she'd wear a hat. So most of the time she wore a helmet. But our deal was she wanted a cowgirl hat. She wanted to be like the big girls, and the big girls wear cowgirl hats in the rodeo. So she was going to get a cowgirl hat. And I said, okay, you earn your first check and I will take you to get a cowgirl hat. And by golly, if she didn't go that very next weekend and blow it out so that she could get.
All she wanted was the hat.
So we go to the store. It's Take the Reins in Chatsworth. We go up to Take the Reins in Chatsworth, and she's looking at the hats, and they have an array of, meek and mild and pretty, just regular cowgirl hats.
Whites and tans and yeah.
And just, the common colors, the neutral colors. And girl sees the purple one, and purple was her favorite color. And so she says, oh no, I'm getting that one.
It was probably on clearance because nobody else wanted it, right?
Oh no, it's not on clearance.
Yeah, it's the fancy fandangled one, I bet.
I wish it was on clearance, but no, she's like, I'm getting the purple one. And I was like, are you sure it's not going to match every shirt that you have? Are you sure? Like, are you sure you don't want to do a neutral? I think you'd look really great in like the gray and no. Absolutely not. You said I could get, and I said, yes, ma'am. I sure did. And so,
oh my gosh.
Did she get to wear it? Did she get to wear it in a rodeo?
She did. There were special occasions, a couple rodeos that she did locally. We have the Phillips rodeo that's here in June, and so that was one of the ones that she got to wear. And occasionally, for the GJRA, I'd let her wear it. But mostly, I really like the helmet. Just it made me feel a little bit safer to have her wear the helmet. But when she was at the rodeo, it was that argument of, but Mama, the big girls are wearing the hats, or my hat, and so it was just one of those. You pray and you hope nothing happens, and it just a helmet wouldn't have saved her from the accident. So it wasn't something that a helmet would have changed the outcome.
Yeah.
But again, now my other daughter, she's waiting on her cowgirl hat. She's won a lot of money, but she's bougie. That's what I tell her. She's bougie, just like her sister. She's just like her sister, and she picked out the brightest, pinkest hat. And unfortunately, that hat has been on back order for like a year and a half now. So
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh, I'm so sad about my wallet. But no, I really do want her to have a hat. But she does know that we're really going to focus on helmet and helmet safety, especially because that's kind of what we do now. We do a safety series now, and we're just promoting a lot of safety awareness. And so she's still going to get her hat. She's actually changed it. She wants cornflower blue.
Oh, cute.
Oh yeah. So we'll see. But she like her sister, they have their own fashion sense and a way in their mind of this is how life is and this is how it's going to go. So again, same kind of strong-willed determination.
Has that spirit with your other daughter, has that helped in this past year with losing your sister?
It has. After the accident, I wasn't sure about how we were going to manage going back to riding and how we were going to navigate that. And her name is Harper. Harper is very strong-willed, and she's very matter-of-fact about things. And she's currently 8, but she was 7 before.
7.
And at 7 years old, she had already decided what she was going to do. So she let me know that we're not going to quit riding. And that was a we. And it was a very to me because I was like, I'm not sure. And she was like, no, we are not quitting riding.
Wow.
So Emily would want us to still ride. So we're going to ride. And she was like, if you need a minute, that's okay.
You can take a week, but yeah.
My gosh, she needs to be all of our spiritual leaders right there.
She's a life coach in the making right there.
Yes, she is.
Now, how did you deal with that? Because here you are, and you're torn. It's one foot in the past and one foot in the future, and it's a hard position for a mom a lot of times because you just want to crawl in the bed, but yet you want to honor her and you want to honor Harper.
So,
do you remember how you dealt with that?
Yeah, I do. My childhood was a little bit difficult, and just teenage years, all of that is something that was difficult to navigate. And it was always a thought in my head of like, I don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. I don't have a choice to not get up and be something different or do something different from what somebody else's belief is about me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, again, one of those things of like, I don't have a choice. I have children who depend on me, and I have to get up and I have to get on the horse. And if that means that I cry the entire time I'm riding, then I'm going to cry the entire time I'm riding. But I've got this little girl who this is what she wants to do. And if I tell her she can't quit, but I do, what am I showing her? What am I showing her? And so
I just have chills.
I
It's
did too.
so
I
powerful.
did too. I mean, it's just, I know I'm interrupting everything, but like to be in your first year and to hear those words, I mean, that is a remarkable strength. And I mean, you are the true, that's what I was telling Michelle when we were, after you and I had spoken a few weeks ago, or whenever that was, and you are the true definition of a warrior. I said, and I know how you and Robin have the same tenacity, and it's like, and she's a freaking rock star. I mean, she, in my eyes,
yes,
like
absolutely.
I said, the tenacity of it. So anyway, I just want you to know that it's to be in that first year and to be able to say this and know this and live this.
And it's really uncommon, you know, and I just,
be proud of yourself.
Yeah. Be proud of yourself. And we know that those tears come, you know, and of course you're sad and all the time, right?
And there's days you question, am I doing
All
this
the
right?
time.
And you are.
It's, you know, everyone asks, I'm sure you know this, it's the same question everybody asks you. How are you doing? So I've just got this catchphrase, and I'm actually working on a book because people think I can write and they're silly, but I'm going to do whatever. I guess I'm going to do it. But my phrase is, I'm just here. Like, and that's just where I'm at. I'm physically and mentally, I am just here. And if you know, you know. If you have been through grief, then you understand that physically and mentally, that is all you are, that is all you can be, and that
You're
is
a warm body. Yeah.
That is enough. And so and it's okay to not be okay, and to still get up and fix that breakfast and go to the events and smile and cry and be just here, because that's where you're at. And you know,
that was always my word in the first couple of years, really, was I exist.
Yeah.
I'm just existing in this day-to-day thing we call life.
And I don't want to negate that, like, there are moments that are happy and there are moments that are good, and still in those moments you have that guilt of wait, something's missing. I shouldn't be happy. I shouldn't be smiling, because the world is going to look at me and be like, well, wait, why are you happy?
Yeah.
And so I wrote on that a little bit. You know, America Ferrera did that whole Barbie monologue that was super powerful and super amazing. And I wrote on, you know, grief is like that, and how you're supposed to be happy, but if you're too happy, then you're not missing your children. So don't always think that you've forgotten. And if you've forgotten, then you're bad, because how could you forget your child? And it's that judgment from people who haven't been through grief and don't understand that this journey is we're just here and we are just existing. At the same time, though, we are present in our families, and we are more present now than we were ever present before, because we are missing. We have this giant hole that we are trying to fill and trying to stuff. And there is nothing that we can stuff in there. There is nothing that is going to fill that up.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, we're going to make sure that our other children or our spouses or our people know that, like, we're still here for them, because that's what we've got. That's all we've got. And I've also told people, I'm just, at this point, I'm also living a life that gets me to where I get to see her again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want to go back to what you said about, that when we lose a child, that we're more present than before. And I just want you to know that is not common. It's just like what Amy said, like that is really you. That is you tapping into something in your very core, tapping into who Emily was, who Harper is, who you are. I mean, that is, it's not like I'm, some grief expert, other than I've lived the journey and watched all of us other warrior moms. And I just hope you know that that is really, really special. And just your words. And, I love that you've taken that Barbie mantra and found a way to use that with
Blonde
grief.
trio. The
I
blonde
mean,
trio has the.
yes, that connects so strongly, because the world does have a comment about how we should be doing this.
And a lot of
And I
people
think
take it to heart, and
yeah.
they worry about, what are they thinking? If I'm laughing, what are they thinking? Do they think that I forgot? Like you said, it doesn't matter what they're thinking, because they have never been me.
They're lucky. They're the lucky ones. I like to call them, like, you're the lucky one. And, they say that the whole time, they're like, I just can't imagine. No, you can't.
Well, good.
And that's okay. And that is okay that you can't
Thank
imagine
goodness.
it. I'm so happy for you.
Mhm.
But, you hear it when they walk away from you and they're like, oh my gosh, did you? And I take that on as, I'm happy for you. Like, I'm happy that you get to walk away and you get to say all those things, and you aren't walking away with that same heartache and that same hole and feeling the same way. Like, I am truly happy. Also jealous. Jealous.
Yes.
Jealous. But I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
No.
This is not a club that I'm like, yeah, come on. The water's
You can do it.
The initiation is too high.
Yeah. And I mean, just in, meeting you and getting to hear you talk about just your grief and Emily and Harper. And, I love Harper's. I'll give you a minute. Like, I just, that is so fierce. I'm going to embrace that in my life. I'm going to give myself a minute and then on I go. But to me, I'm a teacher, and you are this. It's like this is born in you to be this teacher. I mean, you're having these conversations with these people at the ballpark or at the horse, rodeos, and you're teaching them about grief, and and it's about strength, and it's also about crying, and it's both of those. And it's beautiful, and I hate it for you. And I hate it for Harper. But I'm so grateful.
But it is a choice.
How strong you are.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's not just a gift that you have to keep going. You do make that choice to continue and to take a minute and then get back on the horse. Literally get back on the horse.
Yep. There's been those days. Yep. And one of our first outings after was the fair. And that was, that was one of the hardest outings. It's that very first one of like,
Mm-hmm.
we love the fair and we go on all the rides and we do it together. Myself and my 3 kids, that has been our family. Like that has been from the time the girls were born, or Emily was born. She, like I said, she was 9. From that time, it was my son and my daughter, and then the third one came along, and it was just all of us. And then, my son, he's a boy, so he wants to go do boy things. So then it was the 3 of us. And so those things were so coveted by me, of our family just going and doing the fair and going to Dollywood and going, we would travel up to Missouri to see family. And it would just be me and the kids, and that's what we did. And so they wanted to go to the fair. And so it was like, okay, I'm going to do this. So I said, and I warned them, I did say, okay, we're going to go to the fair. We're going to do this. Mommy's going to cry the entire time.
Yeah.
But we're going to do this. And I cried the entire time. And I thought about it, and I was like, I wonder what people think. And I was like, you know what? If they care, they'll ask. And if they don't, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
And people looked, but nobody asked. And it was sad and bittersweet. And my kids still laughed, and they still enjoyed it. And they still talked about their sister as if she was there. And we have an annual picture that we take at the fair, and I was going to scratch it. And I was like, you know what? Nope. We're going to do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to not act like this is normal, because it's not, but we're also going to put some normalcy on it. This is what we do. This is who we are. And so therefore, we're going to continue in our traditions, and we can still remember how much fun we had with Emily, and talk about the funny stuff that she did and what rides she loved. And in that way, she's still with us in all of the things. And so I never wanted to forget, and I never want them to forget. And I think, I can't speak for you, but for me, the hardest, and I'm going to cry on this one,
Mm-hmm.
hardest part is thinking that you're the only one that's going to remember her.
Yep.
And because like the flowers come and the food comes, but the flowers die, and the food either gets eaten or thrown away, and the people will be there for a certain amount of time, and it could be days or weeks or months, or even, maybe years. But
Uh-huh.
at the end of the time, those things go away. At some point, those people move on with their lives, and you don't really get to.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to remember, like, graduations that aren't going to get to be attended, and
Mm-hmm.
the next school year that doesn't get to start, and the kids. And so I decided from the very beginning 2 things. One, I was never going to let my other children feel like they weren't a priority over the loss of their sister.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, I was never going to let her be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's honored, but she's still in our home, but my other kids are still seeing that they're priority.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
It is.
And we hear moms often that will come to warrior moms meetings, and they'll talk about how, they've stopped smiling and they can't focus on their other children. And while that's normal too, we know that we all grieve in different ways. I mean, just what a gift to give your children right away, like to go to that fair and then to tell them I'm going to cry, and that's okay, and yet we're going to take this picture. And that is really a gift, and they won't necessarily know that now, but they will for sure someday. As we sit and just look at you, I'm looking at you in your purple hat with your sweet Emily's picture on it, and her purple cowboy hat, and your purple shirt. Tell us about this. Yeah, the significance of that.
So, as I had told you earlier, she loves the color purple, and she got a purple cowgirl hat. So, that girl would have worn that hat every single day if she'd have been allowed to. She tried multiple times sneaking it to school. And for any kind of character dress up day, she was wearing the hat and boots. She actually got spurs banned from her school because they found out
it was a weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So purple is her color. Her room is purple. Her hat and any kind of wardrobe that she picked out would have to be purple. That was just that girl's color. So, with that, after her passing, and after the fog, I just thought that she wanted to be a famous barrel racer. And my job as her mom was to support her and to do whatever I could to make that happen. And I'm still going to do that. And she's still going to be a famous barrel racer, just not in the way that we had planned, not what it looked like. So decided that starting a foundation in her honor to help other families that are dealing with the same kind of tragedy that we went through of losing a child to a horse-related accident would be the best way to honor her. She, like I said, she was Cinderella, Snow White, Aurora, all of those animal-loving, type of people. And she really had a gift of giving and wanted to give to people. And she ended up, she was an organ donor. So, and funny enough, that was by her choice. So she saw my driver's license one time and saw that it said organ donor and asked. And so my duty to explain it to her is, when people pass, they're able to help other people. Well, when I get a driver's license, I'm going to be an organ donor too.
Okay. Wow.
So when she passed away, LifeLink contacted and asked, and we agreed. So she was able to help other people after she passed away as well. And so, like I said, her giving spirit and giving heart is just one of those things that I felt like we could continue to do even after. And, this is such a dark, catastrophic, desolate time. People that haven't gone through it can sit and try to be comforting, but they can't really. And so I just thought that there's another mom out there one day that's going to be in this position where they lose their baby to a horse-related accident. And if I can help them with paying a bill
Mm-hmm.
or being somebody they could talk to, and also with mental health for their family, then that's what we should do. And so we've just really started getting into it this month, and so we're waiting for it to grow bigger and bigger. But we are looking into making this something that touches all 50 states, because there's people that ride horses in all 50 states, and unfortunately there are people joining our club every day.
Yeah. If people want to find out more about Emily's foundation, how can they find out more about it?
Right now, we have a Facebook page. It's the Purple Cowgirl Foundation. We're on Facebook. We're looking at getting a website set up. We're hosting clinics. We have our first clinic here in Resaca on June 8th at 1 o'clock. So we do safety awareness. We've been doing videos about every week on TikTok and Facebook, just highlighting safety awareness around cattle and horses.
Mm-hmm.
How to tie your horse correctly to solid objects, how to put your saddle on, what you should check for, gate safety. And that's my fiance and I, that's what we have been doing. Him mostly, he does the hard work. He's been in the rodeo industry for 30 years. Many accolades. Very, not to brag, but I'm going to brag. He is very talented. I called him and Emily just horse whisperers. I don't know how they did it. They just could do it. And I get on and I feel like I'm just bleh.
Yeah.
But other people look at me and go, "Oh my gosh, you're a horse whisperer." And I'm like, no.
You got to see these ones.
Look over there.
Yeah.
But he really does those videos, and I'm just like the sidekick that's over here cheering him on. I'm like, you did it. Good job. Let me put the mic on you. I'm the fan over here.
Yeah.
Just fangirling and stuff. But, we do those together, and he has our itinerary for like 30 plus episodes. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing. He's amazing. So,
that's incredible, and incredible to do that in Emily's honor, and so needed and helpful. And I mean, that is like you said, she will be a famous barrel racer one way or the other, and you're going to make sure she still gets to be that. So bless you for doing that. Chokes me up too.
I'm just leaking. It's fine. I do it a lot.
I know.
It happens sometimes. There's literally like holes.
I'm just leaking. It's fine. Don't everybody. Yeah, they're watching. They like look at you. Oh, what set her off? And I'm like, I don't even need to go into it with you. And you guys know it could be the simplest of things. You could just be looking out and then you start leaking, and it's just like, yeah, that breeze just got me today because it reminded me of something, and you just don't know. But I have embraced the leaking.
Yes, it's I like to say that, we live now in the and like Amy said, 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the present, one in heaven, one on earth, all the things. And we live in that, right? Where we can experience grief and we can experience joy. And, I think you're doing Emily so proud. And that purple has, it resonates strength and beauty and fierceness and all the things that Emily was. So that's incredible.
It is.
Yes. Oh, Amy, you had something. Sorry, I
I
interrupted.
did. I was just going to say before I spoke, like, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but what did you do for Mother's Day? Because
Oh,
that was a conversation that we had.
so we did a video.
Okay.
And normally I start the videos out, but I decided that we should put the kids on the spot. So the kids did the video, and we hung out with some friends. We made it very low key, went to church, and it was a very hard day.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it was just, I say I don't get to have hard days that keep me in bed. Because if I go do that, then I'm going to stay there, and I can't stay there. I can have a moment, but I can't stay there. And that's what I've always told my kids when they're having meltdowns. Okay, go have a moment, but you can't stay there. Like you can't stay there. You can go and you can scream and you can whatever in your room, and you can have your moment. And when you're done, then we're going to come out and we're going to talk about it and we're going to work on it. And then we're going to be good. Like we're going to be okay. And that's where I'm at with it, of like, I don't feel like I took a moment to just sit and quit. It was more like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, and then I'm gonna get up. I can sit here, but then I got to get up, and that's just every day. You got to sit and you got to get up. So,
I love it though. You recorded a video.
We did.
And with the kids, put them in there. So it was all of it.
Yeah. So it was one of our safety awareness videos. And so we just asked the kids questions of what does it look like, to be a mom, or what's one word that you can describe about your mom. And we had, some of our friends' kids in it, and then our kids in it. And so, my ferocious 8-year-old, she went and, of course made me cry, because she said something along the lines of, we asked her, what's your favorite thing about your mom, or something like that. And she's kind, and she's sweet, and she's nice, and she loves, and she is deserving of love. And I was just like, oh, yeah, with you.
An 8-year-old to say that. That's
yeah.
Did you take your minute and get back out there?
Yeah. I did. And then my son ended it with, it was like, what's the best thing about your mom? And he was like, or what's something that your mom can do that nobody else can do? And
cute.
I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, what's he gonna say?
He's 15. So
yeah. I'm a high school teacher. I know that age.
Yeah, so I'm in the school system too. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we can cut and delete this one. And he said, and so this is what really got me. And I was like, okay, I really needed a moment on this one. He says, she can lose a child and still be a good mom.
Oh my heavens.
And I was like, where did you come from?
Wow, he nailed it.
Watching. But you don't think they are, but they're watching every
second
of every day.
What do you want? You're asking for a car? Is that what you're asking?
It is.
You've got it. Oh my gosh. What I mean, if he hasn't put to words exactly what you're doing, that's amazing.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I was super proud of I am, not was. I am super proud of all my kids. So I have two that are mine and two that are my bonuses.
Mhm.
And I say that, but I've got a lot of my friends' kids that are mine too. And then
Yeah.
in the schools, so they consider me mom too. So
Yeah.
I'm a teacher for a homeschool hybrid. So I've got those are mine. And then my kids' friends are mine. They all call me mom. So,
Yeah.
and some of them joke around and call me dad because I do a lot of dad stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so,
Cute.
yeah. So, but I'd have to say that I really admire my kids, all four of them, because they just show me every day that they're strong, and they lost too,
Mhm.
and especially my Harper. That was her best friend. I call them litter mates because I mean they were
Yeah.
like this. I mean, I always heard that two sisters would hate each other and they could never be best friends, but these two, they were besties. Like
Yeah.
they lived
My sister too.
together. They were so good together. And so, I mean, but they are the bravest little people, bravest broke little people that I know. I call
Yeah.
them my broke best friends because
Daughters, yeah.
but they are the bravest little people that I know.
Oh, I love it.
I love
Well,
it.
let's before we end, let's ask the same questions, but about Emily. So, what are three words that you would say to describe her that you want us all to remember about her?
Oh gosh. I gotta narrow it
You
down.
can use more words; it's okay.
We don't count. She's not a math teacher.
But that's right.
I taught Algebra 1 this year. Everybody got A's, so
Nice.
I did good. So I would have to say vibrant, tenacious, and compassionate.
Mm,
I love it.
it's
And what are
beautiful.
some words that you would give to a newly breed mom?
Like a piece of advice.
Piece of advice.
Be patient with yourself. It's okay to not be okay. And ooh, it doesn't get easier and it doesn't get better. It just gets different.
Mhm.
And however your different looks, that's okay too.
Mhm. Yes.
Because we all do it differently. And there's not a book. As much as people have shoved the books at you and will shove the books at you, there's not a book that you can follow that says this is going to make it repairable.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not repairable.
Nope. And it comes from great love. We say that, of course you're going to grieve deeply because that love is so deeply. And there isn't a word that we have that really represents how sad and painful it is to lose a little one. And we're just so sorry, but what a beautiful conversation we've had. And I've learned just so much, and I'm going to take away a lot with this, and remember Emily. and take a little bit of Harper spirit with me too. That fierceness of your girls.
1 minute. You get 1 minute, right? Yeah.
She's fierce. You can take a minute. You can take a minute.
That is precious. It is so precious. Oh my gosh. Well, Rebecca, it's so beautiful to talk to you, and I look forward to talking to you again. Remind us again. So Facebook page, tell us again the name.
The Purple Cowgirl Foundation. So.
Perfect. And we will link that on the podcast, and our website is warriormoms.me, and the podcast link will be there, as well as just information about you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time and reaching out.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right.